Hey guys, my name is Abhishek. So as you know, the title of the video that I last uploaded was 6 things I wish my college would have taught me. So if you haven't watched that video, I recommend you strongly to watch that particular video. So a lot of you suggested me to make separate videos talking about each skill in detail. So we are starting with this particular series only. So in this particular video, we will be talking about the entrepreneurial skills. So what entrepreneurship basically means is that you are not following any conventional method, you are not following any conventional patterns what others have been doing, and you are basically making your own way, you are making your own path to success, right? That's called entrepreneurship. In other terms, we can say it is like thinking out of the box. You have to think out of the box to be an entrepreneur. Like if any person who has that innovative mind, and if any person is using that innovation in his or her profession and is able to bring out something new and fresh in the profession, that is called an entrepreneurial skill, and that person, we can call him as an entrepreneur. Let me take an example. Like in most of the cases, especially in India, what happens, like right after completion of our BPT, what we do, almost 90 to 95% of the students, they either join the clinics or the hospitals, or else they start their own practice or their own clinic, or else they go for the preparation and they join the masters. Okay, nothing wrong in that. Obviously, I am not here to judge anyone, and I'm not here to say that this is wrong and this is right. If every one of them is going into hospital practice, obviously we know the situation. We don't have these much job opportunities in the hospitals and in the clinics as well. So we need to think innovative. We need to have that innovative mind, and we need to come up with new fresh ideas, like what else we can do right after completion of our BPT. So that's why we need to inculcate that entrepreneurial skills within ourselves, so that we are ready to go out of the way and we are still able to achieve a lot of success in our field. Obviously, we know in our profession and in almost every other profession, no profession is totally perfect, and obviously we know that there are a lot of problems in almost every profession out there. So obviously there will be a lot of problems in our profession as well. So we need to think about the problems what we are going through right now. So talking about physiotherapy, obviously we know that at least in our country, in our region, there are a hell lot of problems and a hell lot of pain points that the physios, the patients, the teachers, each and everyone is suffering right now. So what we normally do is that we just start complaining about these things. So what an entrepreneurial mind would do is that that person would just observe at that particular situation, like what actually is happening, and we need to look at the problem, what problem is actually occurring in our profession, and we need to observe it keenly. Like talking about in my particular case, what I did was right after completion of my BPT, I actually came to know that there are a lot of problems in our profession, and the main problem that I just observed was that the standard of our profession is nowhere close to the standard of physiotherapy what it is in the Western countries and in other developed countries, right? So I just started thinking about the problem, like what actually the problem is, like why we are not able to meet the standards that we should be meeting right now. So when I started thinking about the root cause of the problem, I just interpreted that the actual problem is the lack of knowledge. Obviously, we need to accept this fact that there is a lack of knowledge in the students and even the teachers for that matter, and we need to work upon this with time. So what I did was that I actually started thinking like, okay, what actually can be done at least at my level. And I just realized that okay, if there is a lack of knowledge, then at least someone needs to stand up and needs to start talking about it and needs to start imparting the knowledge. So when I started realizing this, I knew this very well, that first of all I need to start working upon my own knowledge, and then only I can impart it to the other people. So what I did, that right after completion of BPT, obviously this lockdown also occurred, and I got ample of time, and I just started reading books. I started improving my knowledge. I started right from anatomy, and then completed each and every subject, and covering each and every word and each and every sentence of each and every book, right? So I did it. I made proper notes of every subject, and I just improved my knowledge. I improved myself. And then to test myself, what I did, like I went for various MPT entrance examinations, and I was able to secure good ranks in those university exams. So once I got good ranks in those exams, then I was pretty sure that okay, now I am ready. So after that I started working upon this particular course that we are running right now, the BPT refresher course, and then I went further with it. So all I am saying is that we need to observe keenly, and we need to look at the pain points, the problems that the people are suffering in our profession, and then we need to think like, okay, what can be done to improve or to solve that particular problem. So from this we come to our next thumb rule, that is what people actually want. So once you have looked, you have keenly observed, and you came to know that okay, this particular is the pain point that the people are suffering in at least my profession, then you need to think that okay, if I try to solve this particular problem, then what people actually want. It's not like that okay, you came to a decision that okay, you are solving a particular problem, and according to your own thinking, you thought that okay, this thing must be done, and then the problem will be solved. No, you need to do a survey. You need to know what actually people want. Okay, once you actually came to know what the actual pain points are in your profession, what the actual problems are that the people are suffering, and then you completed the next step, that is you made a survey and you just checked what people actually want, and then you come to the third step. Third step is build your business idea based upon your solution to that problem. Okay, so once you came to know the problem, you have done the survey, then you need to think like what you can do to solve that problem. You need to come up with new, fresh, innovative ideas. It's not always mandatory that you only make a business out of it. Okay, if you want to solve that problem, and if you are not interested in the money, then okay, you can go for it. You can just start solving that problem without asking for money. But if you actually want to make a proper business structure after that, then you need to think about a proper business plan, and you need to start working upon that. So since now you have come up with a new idea, now you need to start working upon that, right? So the next fourth thumb rule is give, and then ask. So this has been quoted by my favorite entrepreneur, that is Gary Vee. What Gary says is that you need to start making small chunks of content, free content for the people, so that people come to know like okay, there's some guy who knows his stuff. Once you start making free content on the social media, you start getting perspective of the people from the comment section, or from the likes and the dislike ratio. You can get a perspective like whether the people are liking it or not, and then you can work upon it. Like if the people are not liking it, you can work upon it even more, and you can start making it even better. And if the people are liking it, then still you can think about what all I can do to make it even more better, and then you can start inculcating those contents in your business itself. The second big advantage of making free content on social media is to gather the audience. Like once you start giving out free content, you start making a big audience who is your potential audience. Another big advantage of making free content on social media is to let people know like how much worth they are going to get from you. Like they will start thinking like okay, if for absolutely free of cost, if this person is giving me this much worthy content, like then we can imagine like if we start paying him, how much worth and how much value that person will be providing me through his course or through his content. So these are the advantages that you get once you start making free content on social media. So the fifth thumb rule is about the worth of the content. So you must make sure that the worth of the content that you are providing in exchange of the money that you are receiving through your business, the worth of that content should obviously be much more than the worth of the content that you are providing on social media. What I mean is that if the worth of the content that you are providing for free of cost on the social media and the worth of the content that you are providing in your course or in your business are exactly the same, then that will be a problem for you, and that won't be right for the people who are actually paying you for, in your business, right? So you have to make sure that the worth of the content that you are providing in your business or in your course, the worth that you are providing should be much higher, because people there are paying you for that content. You have to set the bar that what is the quality of the content that I have to provide on the social media and what I have to provide in my course or in my business. So now coming to the fifth thumb rule, that is always think from your customer standpoint. Okay, so you should never think from your own standpoint. Sometimes it might happen that you might be thinking like, okay, if I am thinking like this, then the customer might also be thinking like that only, but that's not the case always. You should always get a feedback from your customers, and you should always think from their standpoint only. You should always know like what they are thinking about you and what they are thinking about the business that you are running. So this creates a lot of difference when you are running a business. Like if you all those businesses who think from the customers point of view, and then they make the implementations and the changes in their business, and then they run the business, there are much higher chances for that particular business to run more smoothly as compared to some other business who is not taking feedback or reviews from the customers. Okay, so thinking from the customer standpoint is really important. Okay, so now coming to the bonus tip. So the bonus tip is that always sell with a noble intent. Never think about the money. Okay, money is a consequence of the things that you are doing in the business. Money is not something for what you are doing. You are obviously, you need money eventually, but when you are running a business or you are providing some content or some worth to the other person, your intent should be right. You should be thinking about them only. When I was starting these online classes, or even right now as well, when I take the class, my main intent is that the student should get worth out of it. In a business, when you start thinking about the money won't come to you. So you always have to think about your customers, and you should have a good intent, and you should have those noble thoughts in your mind that whatever you are doing it for the betterment of your customers, of your students, and for the betterment of your profession as a whole. So these were my take on entrepreneurial skills, like how you can come out of the way and then succeed in a particular profession, and how you can come up with a new and fresh idea, and how you can start working upon that and make it successful in the market. So do let me know what you think about these points, and if you have any additional points as well, you can write them down in the comment section below. So thanks a lot for watching the video. Bye.